Hi, I'm Paul. For this video, I'm going to talk about how we don't like to experience reality or our own feelings directly, or all our experiences are indirect to the present moment. So to start off with this video, I'm going to talk about two dimensions, space and time. And the main one I want to focus on is time. But if we start off with space, a single dimension, if we find an area of space, let's say the ground, some soil, and with this one dimension, if we stare at that space, nothing really happens, everything's frozen. Then if we apply the dimension of time to this, then something will happen. Let's say a plant grows out of the ground, and over this physical time, the plant grows. So in a way, we could say, for the people who are saying from a perspective of non-duality that nothing exists, we could say that the plant doesn't exist and time doesn't exist. But I don't think this is entirely true. We could say that the time and the plant is an illusion, which means that there is still something that exists, but our appearance of that plant or time isn't the way that it is in reality. So we can say that there is something there, and there's definitely some flow, because the plant grows and changes in time. But this physical time is what I'm referring to, the now, and the now, and the now. But there is also a different time as well, and I will call this the mental time. So with our mental time, we can stand there staring at the plant. Maybe an hour will pass, and then we will start saying, I should be doing something else, I'm bored. Maybe it's 11 o'clock, and then 12 o'clock comes. Now it's dinner time, so I must be hungry. In reality, in physical time, your body could be saying, I'm not hungry. But it is dinner time, so therefore I must be hungry. And the reason why I'm talking about this time, because I think even in time, we like to separate ourselves from reality with this mental time. Physical definitely does have a flow, but we like to view all this with a mental time by putting hours onto things. Another way that we like to separate ourselves from reality or from our own feelings or our own experiences, this is something I see happen quite a lot. Let's just say we went for a day out to, I don't know, some well-known cave. And when we finally get to the cave, we go, wow, we're at a cave. It's a famous cave. What do I do now? Well, I know, I'll take a photograph. I can stick it on Facebook later. And then everybody else can tell me how I experienced my time and how great it was at the cave. But for this moment in time, I'm bored. I've taken my photograph now, so I want to move on. Maybe when I put the photograph on Facebook, I could do it at tea time, and then I could take a picture of my tea. And everyone can tell me how great my tea looks. And then when I eat it, it might taste better. And what point I'm kind of making here is, nobody wants to spend time in the moment looking at their own feelings. They all want external gratification, or someone else to tell them how it was or how good it must have been. There was another occasion actually when I was speaking to somebody. I mentioned one of my theories to somebody, and this theory was that sound doesn't exist external to mind. So sound only exists internal to mind. And the point that I'm making here is, external to mind, there's a vibration. And when that vibration enters the mind makes its own mental image of that sound or that vibration. And this mental image is what we would call the sound. When I said this to this person, the person said, I don't think that sounds right. So I'm going to go and have a look in the dictionary to see what the word sound means. And what I'm saying by this is this person was unable to look at their own experiences to work out what reality is. So then turned to the book of life, the dictionary, to work out an explanation. There was another situation what I had as well when I was speaking to somebody. I was speaking to them about my breakfast, what breakfast I had that morning. And they said, well, that's weird. The breakfast that I had was pate on toast. And they said, well, that's not normal. Most people for breakfast have eggs or cereal. Pate on toast just isn't what you're supposed to do. And in a sense, this person's kind of referring to the fact that there's some rule book of experiences. You're supposed to follow the crowd. So in a way, this person is just saying that if it doesn't fit in the description of what humans are supposed to do, then it's not right. Do you know, it's weird that when you talk to people about things that you do different to the story of life, let's call it the Matrix, then it's as if the Agent Smiths come out. And if you've seen the film, you know what I mean by the Agent Smiths. When you do something different to what's said of normal, then it's as if they come out and say, well, you shouldn't do that. That's not the way you're supposed to have breakfast. That's not normal. You need re-educating. I also find that most people as well who watch television don't know what they really want to experience or what they really like. It's as if people just say, oh, this is a famous series at the moment. And everyone goes, wow, that's great, I really want to watch that. I think also people do this with music as well. So people don't really know what sort of music they like. They just follow the crowd. And as long as a crowd is doing it, then it must be good music, so therefore I must be enjoying it. I once went to a festival with a few friends. And at the festival there was quite a few bands playing. And at one point I said, I'm going to watch Scouting for Girls. And one of my friends said, yeah, but Elton John's playing at the same time. And I said, yeah, but I want to watch Scouting for Girls. And his response was, yeah, but Elton John's a legend, as if you don't want to watch him. Kind of looked at me as if he didn't understand what I was saying. Like I really needed re-educating to how life is supposed to be. I'm supposed to watch Elton John because that's what the crowd does. It later became obvious that really he wanted to watch Elton John so that he could stick it on Facebook to say what he's done. And that means that instead of experiencing life directly, he wants to experience life indirectly by the response what he gets from the images what he puts on Facebook, from people saying, wow, that must have been great. Anyway, thanks for listening.